Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I don't think we're going to see much dawn. It's very cloudy and it's raining. Light rain right now. Is kind of heavy overnight. When I went to New Orleans yesterday, it was sunny, a little cold, but not too much, but sunny and dry, and then the clouds started coming in and the humidity started coming in and they went on. By the time I left, it was getting pretty cloudy. So that was interesting. Went to Mass at Immaculate, went to confession and went to Mass at Immaculate Confession, Immaculate Conception Church on Baronne Street. It's the new church. It was opened in 1930. The original church was much older. So that was interesting and good. And then I was at the Crew of Pontchartrain, but then they got stalled and it was just sitting there. So that became very boring. And then after Mass, I went down back to the parade route on St. Charles Avenue, and there was the Crew of Choctaw. And they had some good bands and all, but they were zipping along pretty fast. I guess the city officials said, all right, whatever happened with the first parade, it's backing things up. You got to go, because an hour later, they were starting Sparta, Crew of Sparta, and following that was Pygmalion. So, they had 4 parades starting at 1 o'clock yesterday. Pontchartrain, Choctaw, then Sparta, and Pygmalion. So anyway, looked like a lot of people down there, a lot of people on Bourbon Street walking around. So we have Old Crow. I forgot to do something. We have Old Crow from 1835, but this is not the original recipe. It used to be about 86 proof, might have even been 90 proof, and it was dropped to 80, and it's aged 3 years. Now, the competitor's Jim Beam Repeal batch, non-chill filtered 86 proof. So they're trying to make it similar to what you would have gotten in 1938 when they brought out the original Jim Beam, which was not chill filtered and was stronger, 86 proof. Does the chill filtering or non-chill filtering make a difference? Well, it might. I haven't noticed that it's any different, but I'm not a connoisseur. A real good whiskey person could probably say, oh yeah, that's chill filtered. I thought it was garbage, whatever. And then could say, oh, that's charcoal filtered and it's so much better, whatever. I just can't yet detect a difference. But over time, I might, by experience. We did a duo review, trying not to get sick. We did a duo review and we liked it. And then I did a solo review yesterday, sitting in the backyard in the sun with that brilliant sun, and it was very good. So I'm pleased with it, especially when I got it for $12.97, or it was a $12.87 at Walmart. Now they say it's a limited edition, but it's been on the market 2 years, so I don't know what's limited. Well, they might have made a whole lot of it, and it didn't sell as much as they thought. So now there's a lot of leftover, and so they probably just keep it in production, or at least keep it on the shelves until they run out of their supply. I would think that's probably what they're going to do. What's up, Ronnie? Are you afraid of Corona? Hello and no, I'm not, Alanati. Good morning, Ron. Hello, Maxwell in the Russian Federation. Excuse me, Jack Cottrell. Enjoy your day, Jay. Thanks. I'll try. It's going to be raining. I think it's going to clear up later, though. Well, the rain is going to stop. I don't know about clearing up. So I said yesterday, if I'm going to go to any parades, it's going to have to be today, because tomorrow's going to be raining. I'm not dealing with that. So, I kind of left the parade in the middle and went to church, but if it was just stalled and I was looking at the same thing, that wasn't too exciting. And anyway, Pontchartrain and Choctaw aren't exactly the greatest. They're kind of okay. Their floats are kind of Well, let's see how we say this. Well, that's the first weekend of Mardi Gras. So who goes first? The more impoverished crews, you know what I'm saying? The less financed crews. So you get the lesser attraction. Now today it'd be a little better crew of what, Carrollton. They've been around for a long time, since the 1920s. And so you see a little higher level, whatnot. And I can't remember the other crews today. But what is mainly going to be the crew of rain and wet and mud, and I'm not dealing with it. Now Wednesday, when it starts getting in. Now I guess Sparta and Pygmalion are probably pretty nice, but I didn't want to be out there at night. I like to settle down at night. But then Wednesday is going to really kick in the gear in Metairie and New Orleans. So, and on the West Bank in Algiers, there's a parade. What is it? Namtak. New Orleans' most talked about crew, which is ironic since it's really not talked about. Namtak, or the crew of jugs. All right. Ooh. Oh man, I tell you, this Old Crow is very hazy, and I've been noticing that since I've been drinking down the bottle. I'm afraid I don't have enough for any more taste challenges. I was hoping I would, but it's not looking too promising. What is that? An ounce? It's so hazy. Look how milky it is. I mean, come on. They're talking about non-chill filter could have sediment. Well, that's clear. Amber. Look at this. Hazy amber. Now, I had an Old Crow bottled in bond from 1977. Remember that? Bob Futch. Thank you for giving me that bottle. Bob said, I'm never going to drink it. I said, what are you going to do with it? He said, I'll just give it to my son. He might want it. I said, well, I'll take it if you're just going to never use it. I mean, I'm not asking him to give it to me. I'm just saying, because I know people, they'll just waste things. They've told me things like, well, I just dumped it out. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Well, nobody wanted it. I said, I would have taken it. So he said, well, heck, he gave me the Old Crow unopened. It had been sitting there for 40 years, and had been barreled in 1969, put in a barrel, Kansas City Southern Railroad, and then it was bottled in 1977, and it was 101. They don't make Old Crow 101 anymore, to my knowledge. You know, some of these companies do some strange things that you never expect. But oh man, that was something else. A lot better than this Old Crow. Not that this Old Crow's bad, you understand? But then he gave me a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 that had been barreled in 1975 and bottled in 1983. And then the cork was dry rotted. See, I didn't understand about corks. You know, I just thought it would come out. So I went to pull it, and the thing broke. And it was so brittle. People were saying you got to turn the bottle upside down and let the liquor soak into the cork and re-moisturize it, and then a day later do it again and then pull it out, and it will get its rubbery nature back. And I realized that too late. So, but anyway, I ran it through a strainer and got all the cork out of it and put it back in the bottle, and it was very good. I like Wild Turkey 101. I'm not in love with it like some people are. Some people, they just, you know, go overboard making it like it's so great. But it is good, from Campari USA. Campari USA. And these are from Beam-Suntory. Okay. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Both of them are Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. No color added. Aged at least 2 years. They must be at least 51% corn. The other grains don't matter. Could be any grain you want. Could be all corn if you want it to be. Could be 100% corn. Aged at 2 years. In a never before used charred white oak barrel. And they're straight bourbon. It can be cheap. Or it can be very expensive. It's your choice. But it has to follow those parameters. Now, once it's inside of those parameters, Could be anything. A multitude of things. They're saying it's never too late to celebrate the end of Prohibition. Well, I guess what? It's been 2 years since this limited edition came on the market. It says a tribute to their first batch, post-Prohibition, harkens back to the big, robust flavor of post-Prohibition whiskey, and it's showing a tasting chart, and it's heavier on the oak, and not so much on the char, a little on the fruit, a little on the sweet, but mostly it's oak. They show this little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentagon that's skewed towards oak. Island Natty, Ron, do you get waken up with the trains whistling sometimes? Yes, I do sometimes. And I get woken up by the new lady who's usually jabbering on her cell phone so loud that you can hear her from the street. I said, man, she was just like addicted to her phone. And then you can even hear the papers go whap, hitting the ground. Friday night or Saturday morning, she came at 1:11 a.m. That's when they delivered the paper, 1:11. But today it wasn't until about 4:40. They were running late. I don't know why. If you could call that late. My father doesn't get his till about 7:30 or 9 sometimes. He's so irritated. I said, by the time you get news, it's not even news. Okay. Most people don't even get the paper. In this little neighborhood I live in, there's 3 people get the paper that I know of. 3. No, I can think of 4. 4 out of how many dozens of people? That smells like bourbon, boy. Charred oak, a lot of cornbread. You know what bourbon smells like to me? Grits. Corn grits. Yellow corn grits. In other words, polenta. Well, I had white corn grits yesterday morning. Quaker. White hominy. But it's corn. You know, it smells so similar to that without the salt. This smells like that too, but this is more wood. More wood. More corn. More wood. More corn. All right. Jim Beam. Repeal batch. $12.87 at Walmart. Old Crow. $9.99 at Walmart. I don't know if Walmart sells Old Crow. Yeah, they do. They do, but in the big jug. But in that, it's cheaper than $9.99 per ounce in the big jug bottle. So, but Winn-Dixie has Old Crow for $9.99. Mathern's doesn't sell it. You know, they're not that big of a store, so they just kind of like sell some whiskey. Mostly what they specialize in over at Mathern's is extremely expensive, hard to find whiskey. I mean, they have cheap stuff, you know, but not too much of it. Mostly it's expensive whiskeys like Whistle Pig and some owl and Old Fitzgerald and Blanton's, and they charge, you know, all kind of money, and people run over there and buy it. And that's where they're getting their attention, you see. Okay, so I think initially in this aroma, I think that the one in my left hand is the Old Crow, and I think the one in my right hand is the Jim Beam. But let's taste it. I always notice Old Crow and Jim Beam taste similar. Some people claim that Old Crow is simply a 3-year aged Jim Beam, where, you know, Jim Beam is 4 years minimum. Well, I know it's 4 years because it say on the commercial. They just don't say that definitively. That way they don't have to pay the taxes. Yeah, I read about that. Make an age statement, got to pay taxes. What are you going to do? Pay taxes? All right. Would you like to watch a taste challenge? Well, I feel like I went to the International Corn Tasting Championship, the United States Corn Festival. I'm eating corn flakes. I'm in a cornfield. I want to build it so people will come. Corn puffs, corn pops, corn this, corn that. Hey, I'm not complaining, but I'm just telling you. Cornmeal. Yes, this tastes like cornmeal. Now, if that's something you want to drink, this could be for you. Okay, this could be for you. I mean, I guess if that's what you want, you know. All right, which one is which? It's got a little sourness to it, like a sour mash. Old Crow is the oldest sour mash whiskey that we are aware of. The sour mash method was developed by Dr. James Crow, we think. Well, at least it was popularized by him, so he gets the credit. Like you might tell me, well, these other people discovered America before Columbus. Oh, they did. Did they tell anybody? Oh, well, no. They didn't know where they were. Oh, okay. He didn't know where he was either, but he gets the credit because he went back and told them, I found a shortcut to Asia. Okay, to the Indies. I mean, he meant India and the Moluccan Islands and the Philippine Islands and all that. Okay, got confused, but he gets credit. If you discover a cure for cancer and you don't tell anybody, and then 20 years later somebody does and they tell people, they're going to get the credit, not you. Okay, enough rant. It rains and I can't think. All right, get yourself together. Get it together. This is Old Crow, and that's the Repeal batch. Which one's better? Oh, well. Okay. But you see, now I'm a little confused because this one tastes like it's higher proof, like it's got a little higher alcohol, which gives it more body. You see, this one tastes like it's 80 proof. The one I said was so woody. Uh-oh. Now I'm very confused. Well, I can't tell them apart too well. But if it was me, I would just say, forget the gimmick. I'll just go with price. And I'm going to pay $9.99 for the Old Crow as opposed to paying $12.87 for the Repeal batch. That's just the way I feel about it. I would get the Old Crow. It's not any better or worse than the Repeal batch. I wouldn't necessarily be dying to drink either one if you want to be techno. But anyway, boy. I guess this is the Jim Beam because it tastes like it's higher proof. Let's go. I had to close my eyes because of the appearance. Oh, it is the Jim Beam. Hey, now I feel kind of proud in a way because yesterday, if you watch my solo review, what did I say? I said you can kind of taste that higher proof, just a little indicator. It's a slight little indicator that it has more alcohol. It's subtle. You have to think about it. Well. Right before I called it, I caught that. Right before I called it, I caught it, and that gave it away. And that's the Jim Beam, and I got it right. So now I'm going to remember in my mind, I'm going to remember that when I pick up that little indicator of higher proof, I'm going to get it. Now with Stedman Select, yeah, it's going to be tough because Stedman Select is 86 proof as well. But it's age 3 years, whereas this is age 4 or more. But still, I don't think it's going to make enough difference to. It's going to be very difficult. Although Stedman Select is sour mash and it's from Buffalo Trace, and you know Buffalo Trace, they always have like this kind of little taste the same kind of thing. So that could give it away. All right, thanks for watching this video production. Now it's on with the news.